Yo, YouTube, what's the dealio, man? What's up? What up, y'all? Hey, if you just tuning in, man, say what's up. It's a new week. I am excited. I'm ready for the week, man. We got a lot to talk about this week, so be sure, tap in. Let's get ready for the week. All right. If you just hopping on, say what's up, like this video, let me know where you tuning in from. All right, we about to get it in today. We got a new week, man. All that means is it's a new week to make it happen. It's a new week to right your wrongs from last week. It's a new week to write your story. All right. So yeah, what up, Charlie? What up, QTZ? How you feeling? Best Beezy, what's up? It was a good weekend, man. It was a good weekend. I got some time, man, we went out, but what did we do? We just really chilled. We went out, but we kind of just chilled. But yeah, it was a good weekend, man. What's up, Marley? What up, y'all? Hey, if you just tuning in, man, say what's up, like the video. Let me know where you tuning in from, all right? Let me know where you tuning in from. We about to talk about the market, all right? A lot has happened since Friday, and a lot happened last week as well. So we got a lot to talk about. So be sure to tune in, tap in. I got some plays for you guys. I got some setups that I'm seeing. So I'm gonna just share what I'm seeing in the market as well, all right? So be sure to like this video. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Say what's up in the comment section, all right? That boy Johnny, what's up, my brother? The man, the myth, the legend. What up? What's up, William? How you doing? Patrick, what up? Y'all can hear me, right? Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. I want to make sure y'all can hear me. All right? If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. I want to make sure that we Gucci. All right. So we got the market, right? The market. What's up, Veronica? How you doing? So let's look at where the market is at right now. Let's see if they opened up or not. Let's see. You can hear me, William? Okay. All right, cool. So, all right. So the market just opened up after hours right here. So things are down a little bit. All right, as I'm looking at it right now. Let me see. Nothing too crazy though. XYZ. Yeah, they not down too crazy. So yeah, they're not down too crazy. All right, cool. So yeah, what up, Joshua? Patrick, what up? All right, y'all say y'all can hear me. All right, cool. Let's see what SPY at. SPY is at 590. All right, so it's nothing like scary or too crazy. So that's cool. So we gonna talk, man. We gonna talk about the market today. All right. What's up, Whitney? How you doing? All right. So let's talk, y'all. Let's get into it. All right. This video. What's up, JT? This week could change your life in the stock market. All right. This week could change your life in the stock market. I want you to understand that this could be your breakout week. All right. This could be your breakout week. All right. I don't care if the market go up. I don't care if the market go down. This can be your breakout week. All right. All it takes is one day. All it takes is 1 week for you to change your life, to change, how you view money, your success in the stock market, all of that stuff. All right. All it takes is 1 week. All it takes is 1 day. All it takes is one trade. Okay. And I'm not talking about luck. I'm talking about you showing up consistently, and then the right things happen, the stars align, and you get that breakout trade, that breakout day, that breakout week. All right. So in the comments, I want you to type in, "This is my breakout week." All right. Type in the comments, "This is my breakout week." All right, because this is the week. I need you to believe that. All right, it ain't about just getting plays and placing a trade. All right, you gotta up the ante. You gotta change your belief system. All right, you gotta go into the market with a winning attitude. So you gotta go into the market this week knowing that this is your week. Okay, so put it in the comments, man. This is my breakout week. This is my week. I need you to declare that. I need you to understand that this is your week. All right. Before we talk about the plays, before we talk about the market, this is your week, man. Declare that. Declare that this is your week. All right. So, all right. So, real talk, man. All right. And so make sure that you discipline this week. Make sure you ain't making no dumb bonehead decisions this week. And make sure you tighten everything up, all right? So, we got the market, okay? So last week we rallied, okay? Last week we rallied. Last week we had a lot of bullish momentum. We had one day where we had like a little pullback, but you know, we for the most part we rallied. This is my breakout week. This is my year. That's what I'm talking about. This your day. So tomorrow is your day. This week is your week. This month is your month. And this year is your year, man. All right. Real talk. Lock in for real. All right. So we had a breakout. We had a breakout week last week, actual green week. We had a pullback. Now we have on Friday they said that the stock market got downgraded with their credit rating. So they're talking about like bonds and stuff like that. It's just like the analysts saying, hey, you know, this is where we see what's going on with the stock market, with America and their credit rating. Okay, it's nothing too crazy to be alarmed about, but at the end of the day, this could be an excuse to bring the market down. All right, so I want you to always remember, right? There's always going to be excuses to bring the market higher and to bring the market lower. All right. So we got to be careful of those things. We haven't had a crazy pullback yet. I'm personally still anticipating a sizable pullback. All right. And on that next pullback, I do think that that's going to be the last opportunity to really get into some stocks at a decent price. We missed. If you didn't get into certain stocks about a month ago, you missed that boat. All right. So the next time that we have a nice pullback, it's going to be time for you to load up. All right. So if you got a job or whatever, you know, make sure you putting that money into your brokerage account right now. All right. Make sure that you loading up in your brokerage account. So that way, whenever the market does come down, you already ready. You don't want to be, you know, the market is down and then you like, oh, let me go put some money in my brokerage account. Because it may take 1 to 3 days before the money goes into the brokerage account and stocks could be back to the upside and you could have already missed the wave. All right. So make sure you understand that you got to prepare for that right now. So go put the money into your brokerage account. All right. Go set that alert. Go make that transfer so that it could be in your brokerage account by Monday, Tuesday. So whenever the market does pull back and it's a nice pullback, you could get in and you could make some stuff happen. All right. So that's one thing right there. All right. So we had the downgrade. Now that we see where things are at right now in the after hours, we kind of get a little gauge, but we don't know what they're gonna open up at, right? So like the SPY right now is at 590. It could be at 582 when the market open, or it could be at 597 when the market open. We don't know yet. All right. So right now I'm just looking at Robinhood to kind of see how things are going. Crypto right now is pumping, but we just don't know where things are going to be once the market opens up. All right. So we're going to see. But let's go into the SPY. Let's start off with the SPY. What's up, trees? Let's start off with the SPY and let's look at Bitcoin as well. Okay. And then we going to go into like regular stocks. All right. So if we look at, yeah, I got Zoom. I'm going to be talking about this stock right here. But let's look at the SPY. All right. First, let's look at let's look at the earnings as well, right? So this week on earnings, we don't have too much craziness. Um, we got Home Depot. We got where is it at? VSAT is a big one that politicians they've been investing into. We got Zoom and we got Target. All right, and we got Snowflake. But that's pretty much it, right? We got Lightspeed, we got Workday. They be moving sometimes, but this is earnings right here, okay? Now let's look at the SPY real quick. All right, so let's look at what we see on the SPY. All right, so obviously we got to pull back. This is on a weekly. Let's go to the daily real quick. So first things first, let's look at so look on the SPY, right? So we got 576. So with the SPY could potentially come down to like 568 to fill this gap right here. All right, that's a potential. Okay, now it is above the 200 EMA finally, so it's kind of like off to the races right now, but the SPY could be coming back down here at some point in time, and then it could bounce off. So this is what I'm saying. We got this gap right here. Now we also have one more gap. It's kind of small, but it's all the way down to 528, from 533 to 528. All right. So at some point in time, the SPY is going to come down to 530. All right. I don't know when it's going to be, but at some point in time, it's going to come down here. All right. This is a gap that has to get filled, and then this is a gap that has to get filled right here. So we ain't just fully in the clear just yet. All right. So that's that. Now, if we looking at the SPY, I want y'all to know that here's your first line of business. All right. First line of business that the SPY got to get over. And what it's going to be support and resistance. Let me change this to, change it to my orange level right here. And then we're going to make it solid. All right, so this is a daily level right here. So we got 595.80. All right. That's going to be our resistance for SPY tomorrow. All right, 595.80, depending on where it opens up at. All right. SPY got to get above 595.80 to be able to go any higher. All right. If the SPY can go above that, then we could really be coming towards that 611. All right. So between here, we're going to have another little small level at like 601 right there. All right. So that's going to be that. Now, if we go to the hourly, time frame, all right, let's look at the SPY. So on Friday, tomorrow, we got 589 right here. Okay, we got 589. I'll put that and that. All right, so we got 589.25. All right, and then right here is immediate resistance is going to be 594.47. All right. So if you see SPY break above 595.79, that joint is gonna go crazy and it's gonna blast off. All right. Now it's gonna go to basically 601. All right, 601.08. You could say 600 just to be on the safe side, but 595.79, and then it's gonna blast off. All right. So I'm gonna put right here above 595.79. All right, that's gonna be your strong resistance right there. All right, now if we go back to the daily time frame, let's look at the daily. All right, now if we break back below, I would say 585 to 582. All right, somewhere around here. then we could come down to this gap right here. All right. So really, if we lose 582, so I'm gonna put that right there. If we lose 582, then we gonna come down. All right. So support is gonna be 582.74. All right. It's gonna be 582.74. All right. All right. So these gonna be your support and your resistances for the SPY right here. For anybody that like trading SPY. All right. Now, if it stays inside of this range, then you know. So if you see SPY come down tomorrow to 582.74 and it ain't going no lower, then it's most likely going to bounce and it's going to come back to the upside. But if you see SPY break below it, then it's going to be coming down to right here at that 576. All right. Now, if you see it go above 595, then 79, then it's going to be going higher to 600. All right. And if we break above that, then we really going to be going to 608 easily. Okay. I mean that like easily. We're going to get there with ease. But this is our range right here. Okay. This is our range until we know what's going on. So I want y'all to write this in right here. Current range. All right. This is the current range that the SPY is at. All right. So if you see it come down to 582.74 and it don't go no lower, then expect it to bounce and come back up. If you see it come up here and it don't go no higher, expect it to come back down. If it breaks below here, then it's coming down lower. If it breaks above here, then it's going up higher. All right. This is the current range right here, though, from 582.74 to 595.79. That is the current range right there. All right. So let me know if that makes sense on the SPY. All right. That's just a SPY. We just getting started. We got to look at the market. When I say the market, I'm talking about the S&P 500. That is the market. All right. We also got QQQ, which is the NASDAQ, but I'll be looking at the SPY. Okay. If you just tuning in, man, do me a favor and like this video. All right. We got 47 people on here and we got 18 likes. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. So smash that like button for me. All right. Pound the like button, and also let me know in the comments where you tuning in from, okay? Let me know where you tuning in from, all right? I like to make these lives engaging, all right? I ain't just here to just talk at you. I'm here to engage with you, all right? So I want you to understand that. So be sure to like this video and comment and let me know where you tuning in from. I'm giving you guys literal support and resistance levels. These levels can literally make you thousands of dollars, all right? And I ain't asking you nothing but to like this video. All right, so just do me that favor. All right, real talk. Let's get the likes up. All right, so that's the SPY. That's what we got on the SPY, the S&P 500. Now, when I'm looking at, let's look at, because crypto been pumping. Let's look at crypto real quick. All right, let's look at crypto. Let's look at Bitcoin, which is like the S&P 500 of crypto. On crypto, on a daily time frame, we got a couple bull flags. All right. So we got a bull flag right here. Boom. Right. We got a bull flag right here. It broke out of it already. All right. And then we got another bull flag right here. And it's about to break out of this one already. All right. Boom. Boom. It's breaking out of it right now as we speak. So Bitcoin over the next day or two is probably going to touch. Let's see. It's probably going to touch New all-time highs, what, 115? 113. Well, 113,000. All right. Bitcoin is coming up to 113. All right, because it's breaking out of this bull flag right here. It just broke out of this bull flag right here. All right, so it's on one right now. So what that means is, if we go to my crypto stocks, what that means is be on the lookout for these stocks right here. So Mara could go, it could go crazy. Mara right now is on a bull flag. So we got boom, right? So look at this right here. I might swing this actually. I might swing this. This looks good. Mara is on a bull flag. Okay? Look at that right there. All right. So Mara could be going to this week. Mara could be going to like 20 bucks. All right, from $16 could be going about 20 bucks, $19. All right. If it closes above this 200 EMA right here, then it could be blasting off. All right, to come up here to this $19 range. All right, but that's a bull flag right there. So I'm actually going to signal this one in the Discord because this looks really good. All right, this looks really good right here. Crypto's blasting off. So yeah, Mara is about to go crazy. I'm going to tell y'all that right now. All right, because crypto is going on a run right now. Let's look at Coinbase. It just blasted off. It was on a bull flag. It blasted out of that. So this was my measure move. This was my price target, and then it hit it right here. Looks like it's consolidating right now. So it could, if Coinbase gets back above 2,969, then it could be going higher. It could be coming back up to them 300s. All right, and try to recapture that 310, and then that 3 right here, that 349. All right, so it really could be coming back down. I mean, going back to the upside. But and then MicroStrategies is going crazy right now. It's at 415 right now, but it's been on a little run. You see up here, it's been silently coming to the upside. But yeah, MicroStrategy, you see right here, right? It had touched 541. So if MicroStrategy gets above 444 or 452, then MicroStrategy could really go absolutely bonkers. Like it could go right back up to 500 with ease. All right, with ease. So yeah, what's up, Moneybag Jeff? What's up, Deborah? So yeah, crypto is going crazy right now. And so I just gave y'all the play. We got Mara. All right. Mara looking good. That's a straight bull flag right there. So if you want to know when I enter in this trade, then be sure to join the Discord and I'll let you know. All right. But I'm most likely going to swing that. Let's look at Mara right now where it's at. All right. Let's see where Mara is at right now. If I go to my stocks, right now, let's go to, I'm on Robinhood, right? Mara right now is at 1680. It's up 3% in pre-market or overnight, right? It's up 3% overnight. So if Mara opens tomorrow, I hope it don't open no higher than like $17, but I'm gonna enter into a swing because we need Mara. Let me go back to the charts. We need Mara to break above, let's see. If we could get Mara to break above right here, which would be 1671, then it's gonna go crazy. It's going crazy, all right? And if we look at the weekly time frame, yeah, it bounced off of this 21 right here, boom. So we right here at this 50 and 200 EMA, which is right above 1681 right there. So Mara could really be going nutty, all right? It could be going nutty. So yeah, I'm paying attention to that one right there. That one looks beautiful. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. But that's because crypto, right? You got to understand like sectors and different like sectors within like the financial markets. When you got certain sectors, that also means you have certain stocks that are going to be running crazy, okay? So right now the crypto market is going crazy right now, right? So what does that mean? What that means is all the stocks that are related to crypto are going crazy. The past week and a half, uh, stocks in the chip sector have been going crazy. What does that mean? Nvidia, MU, uh, TSM, AVGO, QCOM, right? All those stocks have been going crazy, right? Look at the charts, okay? Look at the charts. They've been going crazy because they're in the chip sectors, right? So you got the semiconductor space. So understand that you want to pay attention to the spaces and the sectors, and then you want to look under the umbrella and ask yourself, what stocks are inside of these sectors and what sectors are running crazy right now? And when you got a sector that's going crazy, you could swing any one of them stocks inside of that sector as long as it's a solid company and you can make your money. All right? So that's free game right there. All right, what's up, Geneva? How you doing? All right. So, yeah. So we got that. I'm already in Mara, but slightly under even, break even. I believe it will be above very soon. There we go, Damien. Yeah. I mean, if I'm looking at the charts right now, I mean, it's looking like it's about to go dumb. That's all I'm gonna say. It rejected off the 200 EMA on Friday, but it was a green day. So all it's doing right now is just consolidating after it ran up from $14 to 1576, right? I'm just looking at the charts right now. It just ran up. So it's starting to consolidate, going up and down. It found this little consolidation range right here. And so once it breaks out of that 1681 level, it's going to blast off. Like it's going to $19. I can see that clearly. It's going to $19. That's a 100% trade right there. That's a 100% trade right there. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, and here's the thing, y'all. The news, pay attention to the news and the economy, but learning how to read the charts. Every great trader that's made millions of dollars, I always hear them say the same thing. Pay attention to the technical analysis more than you pay attention to anything else. A lot of 7, 8, 9-figure traders, they say they pay attention to the technical analysis in the charts. Once they learn them charts, that lets you know where the money is being flowed and poured into. All right, so that way they could say what they say on the news, but they pouring their money into the thing that they telling you ain't about to go up. All right, so understand that right there. Okay. So let's look at Google. Okay, I'm really loving Google right now. Here's the thing, y'all. Right now, Google is an undervalued stock. Google is an undervalued stock. It's an undervalued stock because Google right now is in the Mag 7, right? Nvidia, Meta, right? Blah, blah, blah. Microsoft. All the other stocks in the Mag 7 have been going bonkers, except Google, okay? Microsoft is near all-time highs. Who else? Meta is inching towards all-time highs. It ain't at all-time highs, but it's inching towards all-time highs. Nvidia just broke out of a falling wedge. It's going crazy, right? So understand this right here, right? Google has not been going crazy yet. It's only a matter of time until Google go crazy. Okay? So let's look at Google on the charts right here. Let's look at Google on the charts. All right. Let's look at it. All right. So as y'all can see, we have a pretty we got a pretty strong resistance level. We got a level right here at this 166, but then we got that 200 EMA as well that we got to get above, right? So if we can get above, really, here's the main price we need to get above right here. If we could get above 174, 174.80, okay? Let's just call it 175. All right? If we can get above 175, Google calls. All right? Straight up. If we could get above 175, Google calls. If we could get above this 200 EMA and close above it tomorrow or Tuesday, Google calls as well. All right? But, and then we could ride it to here and see if it rejects or not. But if we could get above here, then we got some motion. All right? I want to show y'all something on the, let's go to the hourly. All right, look at the last couple days. All right, really, the last week. This is April 24th, all right? So if you look over the last week, right? Let's go right here. Boom to boom, right? Y'all see this level right here? This level is 169. This is 170, right? So it's been trying to get above this 170 since April 24th. All right. Since April 24th, it's been trying to get above 170. And before that, it hasn't been above it for a while. All right. It was up here, 170. And then it was at like 171 and then it came down. Right. And then earlier, it was up. It was up. It was all the way at 200 and it ended up coming down from $200, right? So it was right here. So it dipped below 170, tried to come up, and then it rejected, right? So ever since we dropped below it, we've been trying to come above and tap it, right? So look, boom. And then it didn't, it came down, it didn't come up. And then boom, right? And then got rejected. The second we break above 170 right here, then you're going to see Google make some crazy moves to the upside. It's already been making crazy moves, but you're going to see it really make some crazier moves to the upside. If we go to the daily, look at where we're going back to. All right? Look, it was all the way at 207. All right? This was after it beat earnings, and then it went to the upside. 207. So right now, Google is at 166. That's $40 move, okay? That is a $40 move. That's what? $40 divided by 166. Let's do the math real quick. $40 divided by 166. That is 24%. Okay? 24%. That is a 24% return on your money just off of shares. All right? Just off of shares. So understand what I'm saying. Google is at 166. Its all-time highs is at 207, right? If we get just back to all-time highs, if we get back to 190, that's a 20% return on your money off of shares, not including options. We already know options is going to give you a crazier return than what shares and equities is going to give you. So if you get into a swing on Google, if it closes above 170 and it breaks above 170, man, we're gonna catch a $10, $15 move. That's gonna be a 150%, 250% trade right there. Right? So Google is undervalued and it hasn't made its move yet. Google has not made its move yet. So I'm bullish on Google. If we could get above 170 and hold above 170. I need to see it hold above 170. All right. So I'm looking at Google, all right, to the upside once we get above 170, and we only got a couple dollars to get there. So we ain't even far away, honestly. If you wanted to get into a swing on Google right now, let's just say, let me see how much the contracts are. I'm looking at Google right now. So let's say, so right now they're at 164, right? Let's say you wanted to get into a call for September. Right now, one contract is like $1,300. So you get three of those. Go drop 3 racks, 4,500. In a month and a half, you probably gonna have tripled that money. All right. I'm just saying September to be on the safe side. But real talk, you could get like July 18th for like $800 a call. And this ain't financial advice, but knowing what I know, I'm very confident in Google. All right, because Google ain't really made its move yet. All right, so we got Google on deck. All right, Google is a nice one right here. All right, if that makes sense, let me know. All right, if y'all got any stocks y'all are looking at, or y'all want to see if you right in your thinking, and drop them in the comments, and I'll look at them. But I'm looking at Google, and we got that Mara. Mara is gonna be a nice one. We gonna eat on that one right there. All right. No, definitely, Damien. Yeah, Google is primed. It's primed to go up. It's primed. All right. So the big thing is, we may get a pullback, we may not. All right. But I wouldn't, like, if you wanna get ahead of things, then you know what I'm saying, you could get into a swing or a leap right now, but I would like to see it close above 170, because anything below 170 it could, pump fake and come back to the downside a little bit more. But Google is obviously a good company, big company, great company. So yeah. All right. So United Healthcare, that's been the talk of the town. Everybody been talking about UNH. All right. I think that UNH is gonna recover. Let me pull them up real quick. I'm pulling UNH up right now. So, all right, let's look at them. All right, so here's why everybody is getting into UNH, and here's why UNH is so popular right now. Let me pull up. Let me show y'all the charts on UNH. All right, so look, this is the daily time frame, right? So check this out. We got a gap right here, so it already filled half of the gap. All right, so we got a little gap right here. Boom. So tomorrow is probably gonna come up to like 306. All right, but once we could get above 341, then we got another gap from 375 down to 342. All right, so UNH could really be coming back up to this 376 level right here. All right, it could. So we want to see what happens. But I mean, I definitely think that, because you see right here, it's been heavily oversold on the RSI. So it had an immediate reverse, and then you see this big, this is a very strong doji candle right here. This is a dragonfly right here, which is a bullish candle, which means that this is a reversal and it could be coming to the upside. All right. So yeah, so UNH could be coming up to 377, 375. And then it even has another gap all the way from here. All right. So from 580 down to 490. So $100 move is going to be coming at some point in time on UNH. Am I saying it's going to happen immediately? No. But at some point in time, is going to fill that gap right there, and it's going back to that 580. All right. So we don't know when, but as you can see, we got some gaps right here, and then we got here, and then we got another one right there. All right. But when it finishes filling up this gap, it could revert, it could reject and come lower and then try to come back up and fill this gap. We don't know yet, right? We just got to see. But if I open up my Bollinger Bands real quick, as you can see, so it's at the bottom of these Bollinger Bands right here. So it's probably going to come up to around like 390, somewhere around here. So you could catch, UNH $100 move. I'm pretty confident in that. I think you could definitely get that. So I know a couple people that got in the swings. They already up like 30-40% on UNH right there. All right. So yeah, so that's what's up with UNH. Now, another stock that I'm looking at. So we got Mara, right? I just showed y'all that one. And then we got Google, all right, to the upside. Another one that I'm looking at, this is more so of like I would say like 3 months out to a leap, like to maybe even a year and a half if you want. But this stock right here is gonna print you a lot of money. All right, it's gonna be block, okay? XYZ. Let's go to it. Check this out. This stock right here will print you a lot of money. All right. So look at this on a daily time frame, right? So it just filled this gap right here. All right. So it missed earnings. It came from 58 to 44, 43, and then it just filled the gap immediately. All right. So that lets me know that the stock got strength. Okay. So then we got another gap right here. Okay. We got another gap right here. Okay. From 76 to 82. All right. And then, do we have another one? No, we don't have another one. But this right here, all right, if this stock gets from 57 and it comes back up to 82, this right here will be like $1,000 trade, if not higher. All right, so these are definitely like some 6 month to a year leaps, but this right here will print you a lot of money. All right, XYZ is definitely long term. They're gonna be solid. All right, they own Cash App and a whole bunch of other companies. It's a payment processor. Now we do have a small gap right here to the downside, right? So the stock could come back down to like 51. All right. But if you see, this would be a buy-in zone for XYZ. If you see XYZ come back down to $51, then I would load up on them and anticipate them going higher. Because once they break above 68, which is this 200 EMA, they're going to fill this gap and they're going to blast off. All right. They already did it. They have bullish divergence right here, as you can see, and that's why they blasted off. So XYZ long term is going to be solid. So block is going to be super solid. All right. They're going to be super solid. That's a banger. I might get into a leap with them. So yeah. And then what's been up with Pops? Alibaba. Hey, listen, honestly, I don't know. Right? Let's look at Alibaba. I haven't been a fan of how they've been moving lately. I used to like Alibaba. They would move good, they would move nice, but then lately they ain't been doing too much, right? They've been gapping up, gapping down. They missed earnings from their gross revenue. No, their net revenue was down, but their gross revenue was up. So yeah, Alibaba has been acting a little funny lately. Let's look at them. Okay. Let's look at them. So look at Alibaba. Right? Like 2 of the first days, This is after earnings right here. So they beat earnings. I mean, they missed earnings and they gap down. So they came from 133 down to 123. All right. And then the next day, kind of similar motion right here. All right. But if you go to the chart, so we got a massive gap right here to fill from 126 to 133. But look, if you go to like the 30-minute on Alibaba for the past couple days, so they had earnings on Thursday, right? They had earnings on Thursday. So let's look. So they gapped down, all right? And then they had, on the first 15 minutes, they dropped. And after that, they just consolidated. So there was no real moves on Thursday, right? It wasn't really moving. This is the 15-minute time frame. Look at this. Gap down, and then boom, right? One big candle and then a little small candle, right? So it came from here, 124. You could have got $1 out of it, but it was already oversold from earnings. So I didn't want to like play that. And then it, no real trend right here. So this is just a whole bunch of BS. And then the next day it gapped up a little bit. And then look, it just trended downwards, but it wasn't really, you can't really trade this right here, right? Because like what? It looked like it's coming up and then it rejects here and then it comes down and then it tries to come up and then, so nothing really happened with Alibaba lately. It's just been, it ain't been having no solid moves where we could get into them on some day trades, right? On some day trades, like, look at this, nothing, right? Nothing too much. Look at this, nothing, right? And this is on a 15-minute, right? Look at this, nothing, right? They gapped up here, right? Look at this, nothing, right? So I ain't really been messing with Alibaba lately because like when I was trading them, they was making some moves. They was making big moves, but lately they ain't been making no moves like that. All right, so I ain't been messing with Alibaba too much lately, honestly. All right, yeah, I'm staying away from Alibaba for sure. But I will say, MU. Okay, let's look at MU because MU is in an interesting place right here. All right. So let me give y'all some levels for MU. All right, so look at this. All right, so this is a demand zone right here, but we got a big gap right here. Okay, from 91 down to 86. All right, so that's a $4 gap right here, about a $5 gap right here, and then we got this gap up right here, okay? And now currently, MU is at, I'm pulling them up on my Robinhood. MU is at $96, so they down $2 in after hours. So if MU could close above 98.35, then we go into the upside, all right, to 100. But if it closes below 96.67, then we could be coming down here to $95 and potentially coming to retest this EMA again. All right. So, but it looks like we could potentially be forming a bull flag right here. Okay. So we could come back down here and then form a bull flag and then come up here, break out and then go up to, like 105. Right. So that's a scenario right there. But above 83.35 or 98.35, above 98.35 on MU. All right. Above 98.35 is going to equal calls on MU. All right. These are the levels for MU right here. All right. Above 98.35 for calls because we got this gap, and that's where the gap starts at 98.35. All right, so if it goes above there and it opens above there on a daily or on any time, like the hourly or whatever, then it should be going up to that $100 range at 101 to fill this gap right here. All right, so you could get a good 50, 100% trade if you catch this whole move right here. If you catch this whole move right here, then you're probably gonna be looking at like 80 to 150%. Depends on like what contracts you get and stuff like that. All right, but that's MU. But we do have a gap to the downside as well, and it is starting to get overbought. So if it comes up here, then I would be looking for it to reject somewhere around here and then come back to the downside and rebalance out. All right. What's up, Gerald? Hey, that's Chi-Town G right there, man. What's up, Chi-Town G? What up? I was gonna trade pops out of my May challenge for MU. Yeah. Hey, you know, I've been rocking with Google so heavy and MU so heavy that it's kind of like overpowered them. But and we got 2 weeks left in May, so I should be good. And I'm swinging other stocks anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we should be good. But you in AMD, so MU and AMD are in the same sector. So if you do trade it out, MU is gonna be like it's gonna give you something similar to what AMD will be giving you. So yeah, that's cool. Let's go look at Robinhood. You know what I should have done is instead of Alibaba, I should have did Robinhood, because they was moving way better, honestly. But let's go look. All right. And listen, when I'm looking at stocks to pick to day trade, I want to show you something, okay? I want you to understand this is what I'm looking for. All right. So look at this. When you're looking at stocks to trade, day trade, you want to see large candles, all right, on a daily time frame, okay? Because what this means is the stock is going up and it's going down. You see what I'm saying? You want to be looking for that volatility and that movement. What you don't want to do is, let me show you something. Like my dividend stocks. This is not a stock that you want to trade, okay? Well, it looks big, but go to the 15 minute, right? If you go to the 15 minute, right, it went from 26.35 to 26.59. Y'all see what I'm saying? That joint moved 20 cent, 30 cent the whole day. You feel what I'm saying? Like this is a trend. This is a nice trend, but it went from 25.99 to 26.41. So it didn't even move a whole dollar. So when you looking at stocks to trade, you want to look for volatility and you want to look for stocks that are actually moving. You see what I'm saying? So yeah. Ron said, been hearing some chatter on GameStop as well. I've been hearing, so here's the thing. I've been hearing about GameStop for a while because GameStop, they bought a lot of Bitcoin. Okay, so they doing some stuff with Bitcoin right now. So they potentially supposed to be like blasting off. So I've been hearing about that. But this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying pay attention to the charts, right? If you pay attention to the weekly time frame and the monthly, you're gonna start to see where investors, the big money, is putting their money in. So don't just pay attention to what people are saying, but you want to look at the charts because the charts are going to show you if you see a big bullish engulfing candle, then that's going to let you know that a lot of big money investors are buying into this stock at this time, and the stock should be going up based on the pattern, right? So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to the technicals more than you paying attention to what everybody is saying. Because I remember one time I was swinging a stock. And I was on Twitter a lot, right? I was on X a lot. And I was waking up every day anxious trying to see what everybody was saying about this stock. And they were leading me down the wrong path. I realized that don't nobody know what the fuck they talking about for real, right? Everything is all subjective and everything is up for their interpretation, right? What matters is being able to read the charts, right? Being able to read the charts and being able to tell yourself and understand, like, all right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trust myself and I'm gonna master the skill set of learning how to read the charts. You get what I'm saying? Because you'll go crazy trying to figure out what everybody's saying about this stock, that stock. Because I remember somebody when XYZ, it was SQ before, right? This was last year. This was like in November, December. It was this one dude on Instagram. He big, right? He was like, SQ is about to go up to 130, 140, 150. All right? Look at where it's at right now. They changed their name to XYZ. They ticker to XYZ. And now they at $50 to $57. They didn't drop from $90 all the way down to $44, right? In recovering. So it's like you got to take what all these people are saying with a grain of salt. And that's why I'm always focusing on the charts. Like, that's literally why I pull up my charts every day, almost every video, because I want you guys to learn how to read the charts. Don't pay attention to like what everybody's saying, because a lot of people, they could be right 5 years from now. Everybody, if listen, if people are saying this stock is going to be going up crazy, they're right, but it's just not, it may not be the right time. So if you get into a call right now on a swing and you don't give yourself enough time, then that joker could come down $20, $40 before it does go up, right? So you don't want to be caught in that drawdown. So you got to learn how to read these charts. All right. So yeah, if you're just watching this video, y'all, be sure to like this video. All right. Like this video for me. That's all I'm asking. Let's get the likes up. All right. If you haven't already, get the likes up. All right. Will I ever mess with options on crypto? I don't know if you could trade options on crypto. But I just trade options with stocks, and I do have some Bitcoin. But I just buy that for the long term. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trading that. So yeah. So let's go talk about Hood now. Let's go to Hood. All right. Let's see. Been hearing some chatter. You gonna tough it out with Pops? Yeah, I'm gonna tough it out for the month, and then I'm gonna switch it up next month. So best be. Yeah, so let's go to Robinhood, and let's see. All right. So here go Robinhood, right? Now, on a daily time frame, so look, it hit $66, $68, right? 67.02. All right, that's where it's coming to test. Now, we have a small gap right here. It ain't really got too many gaps to the downside, right? So I would love to see it pull back at least to like 54, or even like 57. But I just think, man, Hood is going crazy. Once it breaks above here, it could be going to $100. Like, real talk. All right, like Hood is gonna be what it's gonna be. Like, Hood is about to. It's already made people rich. I made some good money off of Hood, but it's already made a lot of people some good money. But yeah. But this is that cup right here and that handle. Yeah. So once it breaks above here, it could be going to find new all-time highs. All right. So the real level is 67.92 or 66. Let's zoom in a little bit and see. 66.92 is that real level right there. All right, once we get above $67, Hood is gonna go crazy. That's just what's gonna happen. It's just gonna go crazy. All right, but we got a cup, small little handle, and then it's just blasting off. All right, so yeah, you're gonna have some red days, but it's definitely blasting off. So it could come down a little bit. It could consolidate around here, and then come to retest here, and then come back to the upside. But I mean, I feel like you can't miss with Robinhood long term. You know what I'm saying? Happy birthday, Best B. Hey, everybody wish Best B in the comments a happy birthday. It was his birthday. Happy birthday to Best Beezy. You know what I'm saying? Go wish Best Beezy a happy birthday. All right. But yeah, so we got, I'm looking at Google to the upside above that 170. XYZ is a good long term. I gave y'all levels for MU. I gave you levels for SPY. And then I also gave y'all Mara as well. All right, those are some solid ones right there. Those are some solid ones right there, y'all. I think with that, if you can't double $100 and then $200 this week, come on now. All right, you should be able to double 500 to 1,000, right? You should be able to double 100 to 200. You should be able to double 800 to 1,600, right? Whatever you invest, if you set an amount this week, right? If you like, all right, I want to double my $500 this week, you could definitely do that, right? You could definitely do that, yo. All right? Just have an amount set. Know what your strategy is. Know what your trading strategy is. And then lock in on that strategy. And then make it happen. All right? That's all you got to do. But with the levels that I gave y'all this week, you should be able to easily double your money. However much it is that you're saying you want to double. You know what I'm saying? You could definitely do that. King Corey said, how long did it take for you to recognize chart patterns when you see them? That's a good question. I would say, my first 6 to 7 months, I wasn't even paying attention to chart patterns heavily, right? I was just like reading candlesticks and kind of like gambling, right? Like really, like I was in a different trading group. I was taking their trades, but I wasn't really like locked in on the chart patterns. So, but then when I really started like focusing on chart patterns and actual like trading strategies, it took me like a month. And then I started to understand my first chart pattern that I really loved seeing and really loved trading and understanding was a bull flag, right? So once I started to really focus on bull flags, and then I started seeing bear flags. And so those was my first like chart pattern. So from the time I really like started getting really serious about trading and like focusing on chart patterns, I would say about a month is when I really was able to like identify, okay, bull flag, bear flag, bull flag, bear flag. And those were the patterns that I was only focusing on. Bull flag, bear flag, bull flag, bear flag. That was it. So yeah, but to get to that point, it took about 6 to 7 months. I was being hard headed. I had like a lot of money to the point where I was kind of being reckless with it. And I wish that I wasn't, right? I wish that I was taking it more serious, but if I took $1,000 L, I would just go throw $1,500 in my account and be like, all right, I'm gonna figure this out. But yeah, so it took me about a month after I got really serious about it. But getting to that month, it took me about 6 to 7 months. All right. William said everybody that's new here should be joining the Discord. Yeah, man. If you have not, man, join the Prosperity Collective. Join the Discord. We trade every day. Be sure to, you got a 7-day free trial. Okay, so 7 days free. You could trade with us all week. Go make $1,000 and pay nothing. All right, and it's only $40 a month when you do join. So yeah. Ken said, does the option market slow down during summer months? Can you still get a nice bag? Summertime? Oh, no. Listen, the beautiful thing about options is it ain't about the summertime, wintertime. No, the stock market is always gonna be going, right? So here's the thing. If a stock goes up or down $3 to $5 throughout the day, all you need is to catch a 50 to 80 cent move. If I could get in a trade and I could catch a stock from $200 to $200.75, I could go make 25-40% on my money, right? So year round, you could trade. So we trade every single day that the stock market is open. The stock market is open 252 days a year, I believe. So that's, yeah. Outside of holidays and weekends, we be trading. So yeah, it don't matter. It don't matter about the summer and none of that. Right now, I'm in Colombia, right? It's what, May, going into June, and like the first half of the year is almost over, and we about to be in a bull run. I'm just gonna keep it real. After these pullbacks, we about to be going up. All right. Mike, yeah, of course, Corey, King Corey, absolutely. If you're just watching this, man, say what's up. Let's get this video to 100 likes. All right. Literally gave y'all levels for like what, 3 to 5 stocks. All right. So if you don't make money off those levels, then it's like, come on now. All right. But I'm giving you free game, life changing information. People charge thousands for this stuff right here. Mike said, anyone not a current member of the Discord seriously consider joining. There's not a better community anywhere. Yep. Hey, appreciate that, Mike. Straight up. I'm telling y'all, because not only like, yeah, we signal trades and stuff like that, but also understanding that what we do is we help you learn why we got into the trades and why we got out of the trades as well. You know what I'm saying? That's a big thing, right? We teaching you what our thought process is and our rationale. We ain't just saying, okay, got in, got out, and that's it. Bye, I'm out of here, right? And we started this Discord back in February. So it's been, 90 days, right? So we still are new in regards to like the time that we had the Discord, but it ain't nothing better than it right now. So it's like, you really want to get in before like we get real big. You get what I'm saying? Because it's something special right now. It's something special going on right now. All right. Mike Taylor said, I know this is Mikey. I know Mikey. I know what's going on. I know who you are. I know who you is. You know what I'm saying? All right. What else we got? I don't think we got anything else. We got our usual suspects. We got Tesla, Meta, Palantir. Those are always going to be on. We got Apple. Shopify is cool. One stock that lately I really like, I've been liking, is Hims. I really been liking that stock lately. But on a pullback, it would be nice to get into a swing. But yeah, Hims is definitely a solid company and a solid product as well. So yeah, Hims is something to look out for also. All right, and then yeah, AVGO is a banger as well. All right, but the biggest thing, y'all, the biggest thing for everybody is understanding how to read the charts. All right, that's the biggest thing, is understanding how to read the charts. You know what I'm saying? William said, we also get to hear you singing sometimes, saying them high notes. Hey, sometimes I'll be, you know what I'm saying? When I be feeling inspired, I'll be dropping a little high note on there. You feel me? Keith said, I've been eating on that Hims pullback. Yeah. Nah, Hims is a mover. I mess with Hims. I really mess with Hims, for real. Hims is a nice mover when it moves. Ken said, one of the testimonials about the group is that it's not beginner friendly. How would you address that? I would say, so here's the thing, right? When people say it's not beginner friendly, they want somebody to do all the work for themselves. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, listen, I never complained that something wasn't beginner friendly, right? I'm a researcher too. So like, anybody that knows me, like when I was learning options, I was on YouTube all day, every day. I was locked in. So it's like, I never got in a group and was like, this ain't beginner friendly, because all I was doing was picking up game. A lot of people want somebody to hand them everything on a silver platter and say, this is it, this is how you do it, blah, 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 right? But it's like, once you understand, you got to be hungry for the information. If you ask us anything, we're going to tell you, right? People will answer questions, all that stuff. But it's fully up to you to do the work. So it's not that it's not beginner friendly. It's not that we're not going to sit here and tell you every single thing, right? We ain't going to tell you when exactly how to get in a trade if you don't know how. If you don't go look on YouTube how to enter into a trade, come on now, right? I literally make videos every single day about every single part about trading. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I would say to that. Like, people want everything on a silver platter and they don't want to work for nothing. But you got to understand that when you trading, how do you expect to be making tens of thousands of dollars a month and you can't even like research small things that could get you where you want to go? You get what I'm saying? So that's what I would say. What up, Andres? How you doing? You came in on the tail end of this. Be sure to watch this. But yeah, Andres, he be killing it, right? Miss Virgo, when you gonna join the Discord? If you're not already, when you joining the Discord, Miss Virgo? What up, Andres? Gonna be a good week. Fed speaker. Yeah, we got a lot of Fed action going on this week. Study all Isaiah's videos, then get into the Discord. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do. Like, it's easy. Here's the thing. It's easy to blame somebody else for why you ain't where you want to be. It's easy to blame somebody else. But we're giving you way more than what any other Discord is giving for the actual price. And these are facts. So it's like, come on now. All right. Keith said, you're right. I got someone to get in the Discord and he told me, yeah, but he don't want to show his screen. Exactly. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, so we're supposed to share our screen, everything, right? So we supposed to do everything for you. Like at some point, you got to learn how to read the charts. At some point, you got to learn, like, come on now. Like, some things are just ridiculous. You feel me? Right. What's your take on CVS call option? Let me look at CVS real quick. Microwave Society, exactly, Ron. Oh, Miss Virgo is Tia. Okay. Now I know that. Now I know that, Tia. Tia Prosper. Shout out to Tia. Shali said you can't expect to pass a test if all you do is show up to class. You got to study and do the work and show. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. Like, our Discord, honestly, is the most beginner friendly. And let me tell you why. Because we're literally talking to y'all while we're trading. Don't no other Discord do that. And I understand why. And when we get 1,000 members, it's probably not going to be like that. But literally, if you could ask anybody right now in the comments, right, if you're not already, ask them. We literally walk y'all step by step through. Whatever questions people be having, we literally be answering those questions while we're looking for our setups. It don't get no better than that. I don't know what else. It's like people literally want me to come from where I'm at, come to that computer and trade for them. That's the only other thing that we could offer that would make it more beginner friendly. You know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna trade for you. Like, we all grown adults here. This is a skill set that we helping you learn how to trade, and you could do this forever. All right, Ken, there are a ton of resources, live videos. Look at the 5-day crash course. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, go put in the work. And it's not you, Ken, but it's just like, you know, people. Like, man, this microwave society is a real thing. You know what I mean? William say you're doing a great job. You ain't got nothing to explain. I'm a beginner and I'm doing much better because I appreciate that, Will. Shout out to that. Gerald said that Discord is cracking. A lot of healthy info and everybody willing to answer questions. Now for sure. Ron said I joined the Discord because it was beginner friendly. You feel what I'm saying? Straight up. Or they give you 1K and you do it for them. Exactly. Exactly. I agree. It's extremely exactly, JT. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we watch our levels, wait for confirmation, intertrade. Literally, intertrades together, right? Like straight up. Like that's the thing. You don't like people who know me know like I be caring so much about people. Shali tell me all the time. She be like, "Yo, you care so much about people." Like for real. It's like I got two. Sometimes you gotta learn how to not care, but I be caring so much about people and helping people really get this stuff. It's like, man, come on now. You know what I mean? Like that's why sometimes I'll be like, you really gonna sit here and say that like this ain't beginner friendly or whatever. Like I seen like a review or whatever, and it's like people really just be lazy because I know I go above and beyond just so that people could get this because I am trying to do what I didn't have when I was learning how to trade. You know what I'm saying? So Shali sent me 20 bands. Shout out for taking the time every week to teach and share. Looking forward to Profits Week ahead. Yep. Yeah, we gonna kill it in the Discord this week. I'm telling y'all. Andre said therapy Discord. Hey, nah, we be chopping it up too. That's the thing. Like, we be chopping it up about real life, about so many things. You know what I'm saying? It's not just trading. I always say that. It's not just trading. If it was just trading, like we got people. Look at all these people in the I can't fake this stuff. This is so many people in the Discord that is tuning in on a live right now, right? And we gonna link up tomorrow morning and we gonna break bread together. That's all we do. We just break bread together every single day. And because the Discord is only 3 months, old, when we get a year down the way, 2 years down the way, what's gonna happen is everybody is gonna start seeing the results and the testimonials because we're helping people with accounts that are starting out at 500, 1,000. We got somebody, I don't know if he's up in here, J Love. He took his account from 400 to about 2K in the past week and a half because of some Google plays that I called an MU. He had his first $1,000 day, right? But what's going to happen when he got 4K to trade and then he turns that into 9K? So it's like right now, the results aren't even as crazy as they're about to be yet. Everybody in the Discord that's locked in and tapped in and showing up, we're literally helping people become multimillionaires. And then before you become a multimillionaire, you're gonna make 50K. Before 50K, you're gonna get to 10K. And then you're gonna get to 100K. But I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be so many people in Discord, they're gonna be retiring their wives, they're gonna be able to buy cars cash, they're gonna be buying their houses, they're gonna be buying investment properties, all from options trading. So it's not like we got people that's already got 50,000 and they put it into their account. No, we got people that was watching a YouTube video and they put $800 in a trading account and now they turned that 800 into 3K. That is powerful. You see what I'm saying? We got people that was trading years ago, got burned, and now they're back in the trading and now they're already profitable and making money, not losing a whole bunch of money already. So it's like you got to just understand what's really in front of you. When we get 2 years in the game with the Discord, because we already been trading by ourselves, but when we get 2 years in the game with the Discord, it's going to be so many people that's going to have made hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars, like legit. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now. So this is real life. What's up, Antonio? Denise said Discord is beginner friendly and advanced at the same time. We answer y'all questions. That's a big thing. Andrew said, not Shelly dropping the pesos. Not for real. She just dropped a bag on me, Andres. She just dropped a bag on me. Videos daily, work ethic. Hey, yeah, that work ethic, man. I do got a crazy work ethic, I will say. They show me so much. It's a lot better than videos. You learn step by step. They give you the power to make money for yourself. Exactly. Yeah, we ain't trying to hold nothing back from y'all. You feel? Hey, look, Andre said I done seen family photos from everybody. Like, this is what I'm saying, y'all. It's not just about money. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, that's gonna be multiple millionaires in the next few years out of Discord. Not facts. Like, that's an absolute fact. I'm telling y'all, just because it just hasn't happened yet because we all linked up at a certain time and now we locking in and it's like, okay, it's like, hey y'all, I met y'all and I'm like, hey, let's go become millionaires together. You see what I'm saying? Everybody had different journeys and parts of their journey, but it's like we all on the way. Some people are further than others. Some people have been trading longer than others, but I'm telling you, so many people in this Discord is about to become multi-millionaires over the next couple years. And these are facts. These are facts. Key said, it's more than stocks with Isiah. He be walking us through the mental trading warfare. Yep. Yep. Nah, facts. It's way, way, way more. Way, way, way more. Way, way, way more. I really want to see y'all win and change your lives on a deeper level than just, making money. If I only helped you make money, I failed. That's how I feel. If I only helped you make money, I failed. All right. You need a refill. Quick intermission. I know, right? I know. I know, yo. I'm in the concrete. Yeah, best be I'm in concrete. He trading and laying concrete at the same time, and he's smacking big money. You know what I'm saying? So he on the way. The reality is you can align yourself with people focused on personal development, or you can align yourself with people who are not. Yeah, as simple as that. As simple as that. Positive One said, keep doing what you're doing. There are many of us who value your teaching. I appreciate that, Positive One. Sunshine said, I started option trading April 3rd with 1,500. I made 7,900 in a month and a half. That's beautiful. How did you, was that from all by yourself? Was you watching my videos or what? How did that happen, Sunshine? But that's amazing. 1,500 to 7,900. Shout out to that. Andrea said, real talk, people are taxing for the YouTube gems that I've given for free. Yeah, now they are, because it's crazy. It's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say. It's crazy. But I just, at the end of the day, I always say this. I make sure I operate out of abundance, right? I always used to feel like I just need that one little perspective shift or something, and I would always go to these YouTube videos and they will always leave me empty. And I'm like, damn, how come I can't never find a YouTube video that actually gives the real thing rather than just the overarching generalization of the thing? And I was like, man, I just want to make YouTube videos that really give people what they need. If they want to join a Discord, that's cool. But I want to help people really in their real life. And then whatever happens, happens, because I know for a fact I'm blessed already. I'm going to continue to be blessed. And that's just what it is. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot deeper. Best B said, yeah, it's worth it. Go watch the videos. He interviewed me. Yeah, I interviewed Best B a month and a half ago now, I think. I gotta do some more interviews too. But yeah. But I'm interested to hear about Sunshine chick. She turned 1,500 into 7,900. Denisha said, if the free community service videos don't get them, their mindset doesn't. Exactly, Denisha. And that's why I don't even be tripping. You know what I'm saying? Because if you can't understand and see what I'm putting down, then it's come on now. You know what I'm saying? All right. At that point, you got to go work on your own mentality. Straight up. That's what's up, Sunshine. Hey, shout out to that, for real. 1,500 to 7,900 is that ain't no easy feat. So shout out to that. But with the run that we just had with a lot of these stocks, it makes sense why you was able to do that. You know what I mean? So shout out to that for sure. But yeah, if you watching this, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm coming with videos every single day. If you're not, click the link in this description or any of my videos and join the Discord. It's literally a 7-day free trial as well. And just stay tapped in, man, for real. If it's not too much to ask, can you share the number of contracts you're trading during a trade? So Ron, it depends on the price of the premiums, right? So like if I have, and it also depends on if it's a Friday or a Monday or the middle of the week. But like I may do 5 to 7 to 10. It kind of just depends on the price, the premium, and what strategy I'm actually trading. Because sometimes I may do less contracts because I'm expecting a bigger move, right? Because it's not always about how many contracts you got. What I've learned about trading is how can I mitigate my exposure to risk and still increase my profits? Because at the end of the day, nobody brags about how much money they risked. The real flex is how much return did they get, right? So if you invest $200 in a trade, but you could make $1,500, you winning, right? So it's really about what is the actual strategy that you're trading and like how are you managing your risk, right? I'm very conservative with how I manage my risk, right? Because I've made big money and I've lost, some pretty nice chunks too. And what I've learned is it's made me more conservative, and also I'm not in a rush to go make $200,000 a month, right? Everybody's in such a rush to make so much money that they end up losing more money than they ever gonna make, right? So I had to ask myself, what's the rush? And when I asked myself, what's the rush? I started sizing smaller and then making more money because I was really getting a lot more efficient with my trading. You know what I mean? So yeah, Ron. Oh, Sunshine says she trades SPY. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, I do not mess with the SPY. I do not mess with the SPY. I just don't do it. So shout out to you, Sunshine, for that, for real. But the SPY is a money maker. Invest with Joel said I turned $40 into $644 on Amazon, a 205 call. That's what's up. Shout out to you, Joel, for that one. Amazon did make a nice move. They've been blasting off. All right. Bought the call before a meeting in Geneva. Okay. That's what's up. Best B said Discord is more than trading. It's all around made me a better person, a healthier person. And see, that's what we're doing it for. A healthier person, a better person, right? Because the money is, I'm telling y'all, man, the Bible talks about the money is futile, right? The money is not, money don't make you real. Money is just a means to get things that you want, but money ain't the end all be all, right? It's so much more than that. The money, it's not about the money. I cannot say it enough. It's not about the money. Anybody that only talks about money is empty inside. I'm telling you. They're empty inside. It's not about just money. All right. My loss has been my best teacher. Yep, your loss is gonna stay your best teacher too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all. I'm not sure yet, JT. We gonna see. Maybe in July, June or July. We'll talk about it and see. But that's a good one. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff cooking. In the Discord, man. If you're not, I highly recommend you to join and lock in with us, man, so we could build this wealth together, make this money. Yeah, let's make it happen, all right? So I gave y'all the plays. I gave y'all the market, what's going on with the market. So don't be shocked at what happens. Make sure that you guys are patient this week. Make sure you are that you guys are managing your risk. Don't oversize, and also don't over trade. Okay, and just always remember that trading is a you versus you thing, and it's only about your personal psychology. Everything else, it don't matter. All right, it's about your personal psychology. That's what's gonna get you to where you want to go, and that's what's also holding you back at the same exact time. All right, so Take accountability. Stop giving excuses. Stop blaming other people for why you ain't successful in trading, right? You got to look in the mirror and figure out what you doing, all right? Real talk. So like I always say, man, we about to get up out of here. Like I always say, make sure you get up out of your head and go get into this world, because your head is a dangerous place to live, all right? And also remember, the more you study, the less you worry, all right? So if you are not, I hope to see you in the Discord tomorrow morning. Get a free 7-day trial. Everybody who's tapped in right now, that's in it. I'm going to see y'all, talk to y'all tomorrow morning. We're going to murder this week. All right, make sure you get some sleep. Make sure you got everything planned out. And let's go have a great, great, great week, y'all. All right? I'm going to see you guys tomorrow, and I'm going to see y'all on tomorrow's video as well. Peace.